Very important video. What up, fellers? You know who it is. Ladies, you also know who it is. It's Daddy Zeke. So, in one of my past videos, I think I titled it The Truth About Women from Age 18 to 24. I mentioned that women who are in that age range from 18 to 24 have the most amount of options. So that's why they're not going to give you the time of her day if you yourself is not a high value man. And usually that's what you see when women, after they get out of college, after the age of 24, when they hit 25, 26, 27, they are more open to conversations, even with strangers. Why? Because they know that they don't have as many options. Because her looks are going down the toilet, and men are just not looking at her as they would when she was younger. Except if she has a good social media following, which brings me to this video. So, we all know that these girls, even in high school today, are getting 200, 300, 400, 500, 600 likes on their pictures. I've seen girls' pages on Instagram who are in high school who have 1,200, 1,300 likes. Obviously, it's fucking with their head. Obviously, they can't make their mind up of who they want. Even if the guys that they sleep with, even if the guys that they date for the small amount of time that they're with, even these guys are disposable to them. Because even these guys don't have as many options as she does. And these guys are also high-value men as well. See, a guy who's a 10, unless he's at the... When I say a guy who's a 10, I don't mean... Okay, let me put it like this. A guy who's a 10, who's in the top 1%, he's a top 1%er. Even he doesn't have it as easy as a woman who's a 10. Now, he might or might not have more options than a woman who's a 10, but even he needs to play the game. The fuckery, the bullshit doesn't stop with him either. You see these rappers, Chris Brown, Drake, movie stars, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ryan Reynolds, some of your other Tom Cruise, all these guys, right? All the women want them, right? But even they don't have it as easy as a woman who's a 10, who's just from the streets. Or, why? Because women don't even have to work that much. They know all they have to do is say, hey, come over. And a guy will come over. All they have to do is say, hey, buy me this, take me this, date me, I want to be your girlfriend. And men will do it. Now, notice how I compared Leonardo DiCaprio with a street girl. A girl who's just a regular street girl. A girl who nobody knows about. Why did I do that? Because even Leonardo DiCaprio is not exempt from this game. Yeah, he might text a girl to say, hey, come over. And she'll come over, sure. And she'll fuck his brains out, sure. But she's not going to be his slave. She just won't. Because if she can have access to Leonardo DiCaprio, she can also have access to other movie stars. But a guy knows if he can have access to one dime to sleep with her and have her as his girlfriend, doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be able to do that to all of her friends or all the other dimes. A guy who's not as high value as Leonardo DiCaprio. That's why I compared him with a regular girl or regular woman. Obviously, if you're comparing Drake or Chris Brown or Leonardo DiCaprio with a famous Hollywood movie actress, obviously the actors are going to lose. Because women just have it a lot more easier than we do, especially in today's social media era. But that leaves women very, very miserable. Very miserable. Why? Because not only do they get deprived from not being able to develop the skill set, the tools to have a meaningful communication and meaningful relationship with a man, but also even when with a man when they're at a younger age, right? They're not developing any of the skills to keep a man. They can attract all the men they want, but they don't have anything to offer to a man for him to stay with her long term. So she never developed that, right? And attention started coming into her into her life when she was 16 years old. So not only that she's going through that early stage in her life, in her youth, in her prime, not knowing any of this, not developing that skill set, but also even when she grows older, she's in her 25, 26, 27, 28 time, and the clock is running out, she still doesn't have that skill set. It was never developed. And now it's 10 times harder and worse for her, because now her time is running out. And on top of that, she's not as easy to mold into somebody else than she was when she was 16. When a girl is 16 and you meet her, it's a lot easier for you to mold her and to shape her into the person you want her to be than it is with the girl who's 26. She has already bought into the feminist ideology and practiced it for at least the last decade. So it's way too late for her. She's way too deep into the game. Her body count is obviously way higher than a girl who's 16. And and we all know this, as a woman's body count starts to go up, her brain starts to get even more and more fucked. Especially if she's not being able to hold and keep any of these men. That's why social media is making her miserable. So when she's at the age 25, 26, 27, 28, now, not only does she want to give up her strong and independent mindset, because that's what she believed in all through her teens, all through her early 20s, but also she's suffering from not having a man in her life. A high-value man who she can keep. This is why social media is ruining women. Sure, you have 700 likes. Sure, you think you're the shit because all these men want you. But what value, what real value do you have, girl? You can't even fucking cook mac and cheese or eggs without burning your shit and burning down the whole goddamn house. You don't even know how much salt to put in my eggs. You don't even know what sunny side up eggs mean. You don't even know how to cook sunny side up eggs. You bring me scrambled eggs that are not even cooked all the way. You bring me raw eggs. Bitch, get the fuck out of here. All you're worried about is how much more money you're going to spend in your makeup. All you're worried about is what's the latest outfit you're going to go get. What's the latest bikini you're going to go get. What's the latest thong you're going to go get from Victoria's Secret. All you're worried about is how many likes you get on your Instagram pictures. All you're worried about is what college you're going into to get your nursing degree, to get your liberal arts degree, to get your teaching degree, to get your education degree, which means nothing to a man. None of this mean anything to a high-value man. Nothing. Your looks. When I say looks matter to men, ladies, I'm not talking about you putting on the latest Gucci, you having the latest Gucci bag. I'm not talking about you having the latest fashion outfit on. I'm not talking about you having your hair done in a nice way. I'm not talking about you having your eyes done. I'm not talking about you wearing high heels, tight jeans, tight skirts. I'm not talking about any of that. When I say your looks matter the most to men, I'm talking about your body, your foundation. None of this clothes and makeup bullshit is going to matter unless you have a good foundation for these clothes, which is your body. How big are your ass? How big are them titties? Obviously, titties are genetics. I get it. I'm not telling you to go get breast implants. But a lot of men would gladly cuff you up if you have a nice set of cheeks, if you have a nice booty, bootylicious cheeks, and no ass. That's what I'm talking about. Tiny waist. No fat on your stomach. That's what men are attracted to. Even if you wake up looking ratchet as fuck, put on your PJs, your pajamas, walk out without doing your hair look like the fucking bird's nest, even then, men will find you attractive. High value men will find you attractive. Because we men only look at a girl's skin to ass ratio and her titties. Obviously, those are the first three that we look at, and obviously after that, we look at how her hair is. We're attracted to long hair, which is again nothing hard. You ladies that are growing your hair out, nothing difficult about that. We also look at if her skin is tight or if it's raggedy, if it's loose or not. But if you're in that age range from 18 to 24, most likely you have very good skin. So that's what I'm referring to, ladies. It's that simple. So sure, you can be sure, your head can become inflated with all these Instagram likes and how all these men want you or whatnot, but you're forgetting to look at the big picture, which is your looks are going to go down the toilet. So what are you gonna have then to attract men? More importantly, what are you going to have to keep men after you attract them? When you become 25, 26, 27, 28, and on. What do you have? Not shit. That's why you're miserable. Girls in that age range are also miserable, from 18 to 24. Even they're miserable. It's not as bad as women in the later years because they have more options. But even they're miserable. Why? Because they know all these guys, all they want to do is fuck. You can't say men are shallow because of that. You just don't have shit to offer to a man to keep him long term. That's not his fault, that's your fault. Just like a man can't sit here and bitch, moan, and complain, oh, girls don't find me attractive when he's broke and fat as hell. You can't call women shallow for that. You just don't have shit to offer. That's your fault, fellas. Tell me if what I'm saying doesn't make any sense. I'll wait. So that's why women who are in that after college age range, 25, 26, 27, and they are still getting 300, 400 likes on their pictures, it's game over for them. You'll never be happy, ladies, because these likes, these Instagram likes, is a drug to you. And you'll never be satisfied. You're never going to be wifey material. You'll always be miserable. In the back of your head, you're always competing with your girlfriends. You can't make up your mind which guy you want because you have so many options still. And this is why this generation's of girl are going to have a much more difficult time in the next 10, 20 years coming up than the generation of girls who were before me. Why? Because Instagram was not as big 4 or 5 years ago or even 10 years ago as it is now. So in today's generation, a high school girl does get 300, 400 likes. But 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, a high school girl was not getting that many likes on her Instagram. And those high school girls 10 years ago are now into their 25, 26, 27, late 20s age range. They're now in that age range, so they don't have as much social media presence as the current high school girls do. So when the current high school girls end up becoming their age, when they get into their late 20s age range, 25, 26, 27, they're still going to have that social media presence. Just tell a bitch to delete her social media and see how quickly she flips out on you. It's like you're telling her to stop breathing. That's how social media is to her. That's what attention is to women. It's their life source. They can't live without it. And that's why these girls, that's why I'm predicting that these girls, when they get into the later 20s age, they're going to be much more miserable than the current 25, 26, 27-year-olds who are on the market. And we already know how miserable these current girls are. We're already seeing the marriage rate dropping. We're already seeing the single rates going up. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse because these bitches just can't seem to get out of their... These bitches just can't seem to get out of thinking. They just can't seem to think outside of the box. They just can't seem to get out of their bird brain head and think outside of the box. Hey, it's your life. Do what you want to do. Who the fuck am I to tell you what to do, right? Follow me on Instagram at zeekpeak. Until next time, stay blessed, stay beautiful, and above all, stay classy.